Am I? No, I'm not fully in frame. Or am I? Well, hello everyone. I'm Karoliina. I'm a witch and an artist from Oulu, Finland. Currently living in Helsinki. And you have wandered on my blog channel. Welcome. In the last video, my past self said that my monetary fiascos deserve their own video. So, my future self is here to deliver. Now, I will be doing my hair at the same time. So, take a comfortable position and let's just discuss my money situation. Like I mentioned in my blog, I don't get any support from the Finnish government. Usually we are entitled to basic income, basic support, but I'm not. And I would like to tell you how I got here. For this story to make any sense, we have to go all the way back to 2009, where once upon a time there was a little girl who didn't know what she wants to become when she gets older, and she just chose chemistry and went to the university to study that because she got in with her high school papers and she didn't have to enter, or she didn't have to pass any entrance exams. In reality, I wanted to, I didn't know what I wanted at that point in my life. I was thinking that I'll study chemistry for a year or two and I'll figure out what I want to do and then change my major. In Finland, a student gets student's allowance, housing allowance, and we can take a loan. And I was doing that, I was getting all three of them, and then on top of that, I was working part-time sometimes, not all the time. The first year was okay, but after the first year I still didn't know what I wanted to do, so I decided to do the second year of chemistry as well. Instead of finishing my studies for that semester, I was falling behind majorly from my peers. And that was a combination of a very bad mental health problem. I was severely depressed at the time. Also, I didn't feel like studying chemistry, so I wasn't actually putting any effort in, so obviously I wasn't getting the credits. And in Finland, you don't get the student's allowance if you don't get enough credits per year. Currently, you have to get 60 credits. When I was younger, it was 45 credits a year. 60 credits is full year's worth of studies. And this became a spiral of me being on sick leave, then going back to my studies, not getting any support from the government because I didn't have enough credits. Then I was working more and trying to get the credits, and then I get enough credits to qualify for the student's allowance again, and then I'll just rinse and repeat 4 years of this. Burnout, working too much, studying something I don't want to do, burnout, you get the deal. And while I'm doing this, I'm of course taking the loan, because if I'm not getting any support or the student's allowance and I wasn't working because I was on sick leave, I was collecting debt. I struggled at the university for 6 years. I was just changing majors all the time. I studied a lot of different sciences. I was studying math, biology, astrophysics, physics. I just tried everything. And they all nothing fit. So after 5 years of doing this, I had, I think, 150 credits, which is not that much. And I wasn't close to any bachelor's degree because I had been switching my major all the time. And I was 22,000 euros in debt. So I decided to drop out finally and start working. I did that for 2 years, 3 years. I was working part-time as the irritating person at the store who is like, taste this bread, buy this bread. I was very good at it. I was traveling all around Finland doing that because I was so good that I got sent to places. But obviously it wasn't what I wanted to do in the end. In reality, I wanted to create music, do some artwork, maybe do YouTube videos. So at 27 years old, I went to trade school. Because I had mental health problems and I was more than 25 years old without a degree, the government was supporting me with higher amount of money at this time. And I finished this degree. I studied to become a media assistant. So we studied how to use video cameras and do photography, how to edit videos, how to edit sound. It was very nice. We did some web pages and gaming design also. So I really enjoyed this degree. And at this time my grandmother passed away, and I was able to pay off all the debt from my inheritance from her. So I started my trade debt-free, but I didn't have a lot of money, of course. I finished this degree in 2019. I graduated and I started a company. This company was about media stuff, so I did some music videos and posters. I was live mixing gigs. I was doing karaoke work also through this company, and I was supporting myself. Like really, it was going well. And a major breakthrough in my musical career happened at this point, because I started to get gigs from bars. And it was December 2019. I was very excited. I was thinking I'm a real musician now, and I have finally found my calling. Until I had my last gig, the last day of February 2020, and Finland shut down like a week later. And that was catastrophic for my finances. I was doing freelance and I was doing like gigs at pubs, and everything is closed. So obviously the 3 months I had to use all my savings, which I did. And when Finland came out of the lockdown in June or May, I took the first job I could, because the pubs were still struggling. The pay they were willing to give was 70% of what I had gotten previously from the karaoke things. And there were no gigs to be found for me to play, because I had only performed for 3 months before the lockdown, so I wasn't well known enough for anyone to actually miss me yet. So I found a job at the grill and a pub where I worked that summer, and then I ended up in different restaurants as a server, which I have been doing until this day. We are now in June 2024. So yeah, 4 years later, I'm still in the restaurant business. After the lockdown, I have been working part-time and composing on the side, and I never seem to have enough money for savings or anything like that. And the restaurant work is not, depends on the place, but it's not the best for your mental health. So I was feeling extremely depressed, and yeah, actually in 2020 I got nerve damage from working at a very bad restaurant at the time, and took me 3 years to get my hand fully working. Anyhow, let's go forward to 2023. My karaoke boss, I was working for him, I was freelancing for him, basically doing the karaoke work. And he suggested I buy parts of his company. We went over that with my bookkeeper, and she showed the green light. And I did. I bought 49% of the company because my business partner promised me that he's going to give me 1,000 euros a month from the karaoke side if I train all new employees, and I'm the supervisor. I do 3 or 4 gigs a month myself, and yeah, basically I was keeping up with the pubs who wants karaoke which week, and I was giving the shifts out to our employees, and I eagerly accepted. On top of this, he said that he has another company, and if I help him with the office work and paper stuff and getting leads for his sales, he was estimating I would be getting 800 euros a month. I accepted because in 2022 I decided to get a bachelor's degree, so a higher degree from what I was doing in 2019, so media related things. And I applied to higher education. I got accepted to this higher education. When I was in school earlier, we had a certain amount of these months that we could get student allowance. And I remembered that I still have months left. So I was thinking that when the school starts, I'll just take the loan again and take my student's allowance and then do some gig work. And in January 2023, when I had already accepted this position in school, I get the letter from the government that I'm not entitled to any student's allowance. And because I'm not entitled to student's allowance, I'm not entitled to the loan either. Which was an awful surprise because I had a permanent job before that, and I quit before the school started because I wanted to concentrate on that, because I was thinking I'm going to get some support. Unbeknownst to me, the laws changed in 2016, and I won't be getting any support if I'm studying a similar degree or a degree that would give me the same education. So because I had already studied bachelor's, even though I did in Finnish, I wasn't going to get any student's allowance because I accepted a position in school where I would be getting a bachelor's degree. I was already in deep shit before my boss at the time asked me if I want to buy the company. And because he was promising me 1,800 euros a month, and I can support myself with that, I could support myself with that in the north of Finland, I took out almost 16,000 euros in bank loan and invested in this company. And the karaoke company was up and running in April 2024. I was recruiting more people, I was doing the gigs myself, I was educating the people how to use our equipment and everything. And I was going with them for the first trial shifts to show them what to do, etc. And I was very, very, very excited. I'm very good with people and I liked this karaoke work so much. When it's time to pay me for April, my boss says, we just got the company up and running. How about we pay this month only, was it 700 euros or something for you? So that we get some money for the bills and everything on the bank account of the company. And I said, okay. When it was time for me to be paid in May, my boss says, how about we pay you 800 euros? And then next month you will be getting the full amount. And I say, okay, because I have access to the bank accounts and I see that there isn't enough yet to pay me. At this time, he had estimated that he could give me 800 euros from his other company, but he's actually giving me 150 to 300 euros worth of work. So my expenses at the time were 1,100 euros for me to make even. So I was having to use my credit card every month to make the ends meet. Then we get the company up and running nicely in July, when it's time for me to be paid for June. My business partner is shocked that I paid myself the 1,000 euros because I was also responsible for the salaries. I get a message from him like, why did you take 1,000 euros from the company? And I forward him a text that he has sent me saying that, yeah, we can start next month. And I say, because you said so, we agreed. And he says, no, we can't take that much money out from the company's accounts. And he suggested that instead he would start paying me 400 euros a month for the same work I had already been doing. And at this point, I have been going in debt already. I have 1,600 euro loan to pay. And he's telling me that I would be getting 400 euros instead of 1,000 euros from this company and doing the same amount of work that I have been doing. And I just dropped the ball. I stopped. I was telling him that I'm not doing this. This is not what we agreed. And I also refused to help him with his other business. And I was very good at what I did. He got a lot of leads. I'm excellent. Yeah, I started doing gig work for restaurants again because I had to find something. My business partner is trying to beg me to come back because he wanted to sell the company or parts of it because it was too much for him to handle because he had the other company as well. And I just said no every time. Why would I? I felt very used and I felt tricked. So I was almost 1600 euros in debt, working part-time again in a restaurant. I had a bit less than 2,000 euros on a credit card that I had to have, that I had been using. And I'm working 0-hour contract gig work. A 0-hour contract means that the restaurants are calling me when they need me. So I never know how many hours I have. And I managed to do that. I think it was October when my business partner calls me and tells me that he has someone to sell the company to. I sell my shares. I make 6,000 euros plus from that. I immediately pay off my debt, and it's a little bit better. And at that point, I had 3,000 something euros on a credit card, on 2 credit cards. So I was left with 2,000 euros from the sale, which was good. Like, it helped me a lot. While this monetary fiasco has been unfolding, or while this fiasco with the company I bought was unfolding, I had gotten engaged and moved in together with my boyfriend. My fiance. I had given up my own apartment and an office that I took and renovated because I thought that I'll have the money to pay for them. We decided with my fiance that we will be married on Leap Day, 29th of February 2024. And he had some debts as well. And what I did, I helped him reduce the debt with the money I had already, because I wanted to start our marriage without any debt. I also found a very lovely position at the restaurant. I was still doing 0-hour contract, but I was getting 30 to 35 hours a week. So I was very trusting, and I paid off our debts, not all of them because he had a lot. And I was left with almost no money after that. I left myself like 800 euros to survive with, or 600. And then, I figured that I will just start aggressively saving, because I didn't have a lot of expenses, because my now ex was paying for the house we were living in because it was his. Then we come to the 3rd week of February 2024. It was the worst week, maybe, of my life, because my ex became aggressive for the first time. He broke a TV in our apartment. He was telling me that we have to break up and we have to rip the papers for our marriage, and I granted him his wish. I put aside all the money I need for my car, and I was left for 800 euros after that. 4 days after, I went to my boss and I said that I need 2 weeks off without pay. I need to find a new apartment and I need to get my affairs in order. And my boss says that this is a business. If you need 2 weeks off, we need someone to cover your hours, so I can't promise you any hours when you come back. I was devastated. I felt so unappreciated, even though I very much liked this job and I liked the people there, so I quit. So I lost in 4 days my housing, my fiancé, and my job. And I had 800 euros. My intuition was telling me to come to Helsinki, to my sister's place. And I did. I'm here currently on the couch. This is 4 months later. I found a job from here. And I went back to Oulu and I packed everything. I sold all my furniture and I came here. I'm still doing 0-hour contracts on restaurant business. And it's getting a little, excuse me. Yeah, so my current reality is the following. I'm living at my sister's couch. I have 3 boxes and a guitar here and my car that I can't drive because I haven't had enough gas. I haven't had enough money for gas now. I'm still doing the gig work for summer. Oh no, I'm doing the gig work in the 0-hour contract type of deal in restaurants. I have enjoyed it because I see the city a lot, though it's very, very, very stressful because I never know how many hours I have, never know how much money I have coming in. So, in the last video, the last vlog I made, I had just accepted a position for this summer. If you want to know how that played out, I invite you to watch my vlogs as they come out. I still have 2 years of my studies left. I actually don't know what to do. I don't want to overstep my welcome in my sister's place, but I'm nowhere near in a position where I could I could materialize a down payment for my own place. And because reasons, the summer work didn't work out. I don't know actually what is happening here, what is happening now. So yeah, thank you for watching the video. It will help me in the long run that you did. I will be posting videos on my channel. I'm aiming for weekly. And on my music channel, we'll see. I'm getting to know new connections now here in Helsinki, and I'm hoping that with the more time now with the time I have now on my hands, I'll be able to create some music. I have been playing a lot. I have been playing outside also. And I have been very happy when people stop and listen. So for now, I think I'll finish my hair. And then you can see the end results. And I actually see how long it takes for me to braid 2 braids. Nice. What does the timer say? 37 minutes. Damn. Anyhow, thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Moi moi.